Tonight, you will see something that are scary. I promise you this, or my name's not Harry. You'll be frightened beyond comprehension. Some things so scary, I cannot even mention. So don't get too spooked and run far away, for I plan to entertain on this fake holiday. Welcome to the final installment of Octobertime. Good evening, all. Welcome back to Octobertime. Tonight's a real special night. We got a wonderful special guest with us tonight.
My mom always said it was special.
Wow. Okay, tonight's Halloween, so that's the final episode of Octobertime until next October.
31st.
31st, episode 31.
There is no October 32nd.
There is not yet. Okay,
we'll make it happen.
When I'm in charge.
When I become president.
Oh yeah. So we have a few. This is Sam Duane, everybody. He's a theologian, an aspiring.
Yeah, that's.
Aspiring guy.
No.
Yeah, he is. No. Okay. Well, it's a little tiring tonight, but we got to get it done. So we have a few questions for you, Mr. Sam. How do you feel about that?
I'm more of a heretic.
I'm more of a shoot.
I'm more of a striving cult leader,
but. Well, that's how they all start.
Theologian, cult leader, what's the difference?
Okay. Oh yeah, so we got it's a lamp. We got about David Koresh. Yes. Yeah, we all go. We know. Where we going? But we got a few questions for you, Mr. Sam. So the first thing, what is the purpose of life?
Jesus.
Okay, good answer.
There you go.
Can you elaborate?
If you want to elaborate, just read the Bible.
Wow. This is one of my people I look up to theologically, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, usually it's like on Sunday morning when you're late to church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, all right.
Okay. Well, I mean, alright, so the idea of purpose or meaning is derived from God because God himself is the source of all meaning. Everything comes from God, so without God there is no meaning. So if you want to know what the purpose of anything is, ultimately it's to serve and glorify him, which includes ourselves.
That's an actual answer. Yeah. That's an actual good answer. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's actually something really profound. So, our next question is... surprisingly...
No, total garbage.
Great. So, our next question, you might notice, tonight is Halloween, right? So we're coming in...
I actually didn't realize it's almost it's kids on the way over.
Yeah.
Not really.
Great, yeah. Well. But anyway, yeah. So, tonight is Halloween, right? In case you didn't know. So Halloween is kind of, got a bit of a mixed reputation among a lot of people. And so I was wondering, what are your thoughts on Halloween?
From what I know, so it's actually from Hallows Eve, which is apparently a Catholic/Orthodox thing, which is supposed to celebrate the running of the saints. talked about in Hebrews 12. Honestly, I don't know much past that. I would say that while I can understand what they'd be arguing biblically, that I think that the focus shouldn't be on the saints running, but on who we're running towards, which is Christ. And I think that also, even though that's what it started as, what it is now is a lot more paganistic. There is a lot more focus on just the pleasure and the candy and even getting into the occult stuff. So it isn't something that I would recommend.
Well, there you have it. Go home. That's another good answer. Like, so there are people who like to do some goofy things on nights like these.
I love doing goofy things.
Well, not this kind of goofy thing.
Well, I mean, you
this
don't
is
know.
a bad goofy thing. So a lot of people like to communicate with the dead people. Sort of like like Ghost, the Ghost movie.
I mean, sometimes I talk to myself. I'm dead inside, so it's like the same thing.
Okay, well, that'll conclude our... but there are some parts, maybe Leviticus you want to look to, for when it comes to communicating with the dead. It's just people think, a lot of people, even Christians will think, or Christians who are young even in their faith, or maybe a little more experienced, whatever, they'll think that, they'll hear from this old relative of theirs, and that they're watching over them when they talk to them sometimes. You hear this a lot. And, you hear a lot of people talking about that, and it's pretty common, actually. But, and there's also things like the Catholics, like you were talking about before. They talk and they pray to dead people who are dead. Not like Jesus who rose again and who's actually God, or God who's actually God who you're supposed to pray to, but there's the saints and Mary and these dead people that they pray to. And sometimes they think they see these dead people. Like, you have like St. Nicholas, who's, Santa Claus. He thought that he saw Mary and Jesus just hanging out in his jail cell one day. And, that's an interesting thing. But people always used to think that, and, whenever people would want to, to say that sort of thing, it was so that they would reveal something new and sort of things like that. So I was wondering what you would think about that sort of deal.
Don't talk to dead people.
Why?
It's not a good idea. I don't know, man. It's just
something about it.
Yeah. Got nothing.
I get it. Yeah. So I'll fill in the gaps a little bit. In Leviticus, it talks about familiar spirits, right? Mm-hmm. I think in some places in there. So it does mention familiar spirits, and how if there's someone who looks like they're sort of your relative, or like someone that you think and they're talking to you and they're telling you things, that they're actually a demon, right? Mm-hmm. Like they're demonic presences or forces behind it. They're not actually your grandpappy or your dead cat or something. I don't know. But they're actually demons trying to get to you and get you away from God, because in one way or another, they're trying to lead you astray. And sometimes it might not look like it, but it's
what if the demon has the same voice as a real person?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's still just a manipulation. Good question, though, from the audience.
So wait, how do we know you're not the demon?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. What are you looking at? No, you don't. So, no. All right. So, on that note, we have one more question. So, what advice would you have for some newer Christians starting out from their faith? Go.
I don't know. I gotta think about it.
I gave you 3 weeks to think about it.
I was busy.
I couldn't think of it. Busy. Well, off the top of your head, let's just say someone comes up to you, "Hey Sam, I'm a new Christian guy, I've been talking to some ghosts and I like Halloween." I'm like, what?
Wow, that's very specific.
Imagine that. And I have no purpose in life. Can you give me some?
No, I mean, I guess it would just be to focus on Christ. That's really it. Keep it simple, focus on Christ, and continue in the faith. That's like the core, Believe and repent. There you go.
That's wonderful. Someone should write that on a brochure.
Yeah.
Buy now. No. If you use my discount link. No, just
For only 4 pennies, a $3.99.
Yeah, perfect. Well, any other comments you have towards our online audience here?
I'm so sorry.
All right.
So
Well,
sorry.
All right. Well, that'll conclude October time. Not even just for tonight, but for this year.
What?
That'll be it for
crazy.
October time 1. Let's see what happens later. But yeah, October time. Finite. Fin, as the French would
Sometimes
say.
profound, sometimes absurd. It's Harrison. Says some words. Do-do-do.
All right, well, that's my new theme song right there. Okay, well, thanks for joining us tonight, and I'll see you sometime. Bye.